How you doing, folks? It's that time of the week again. Firefield Vision, powered by NovaCare, here in the Chicago Fire dressing room. Kevin Egan, alongside assistant coach Mark Bircham. Mark, brilliant tenacity at training out there. Seems to be a good attitude despite the loss against Real Salt Lake. How has the mood in the camp been since that loss?
It's been the same. We say don't let results affect our performances in training, because look, you're going to win and you're going to lose during the season. So as long as the level of intensity and consistency is in the training, that's the main thing, and hopefully it take care of itself in the game.
What can you learn from that loss at home?
It's hard trying not to get sucker punched. I think they had 3 shots on goal and scored 2, so it was strange. We was controlling the game without causing too many problems from clear-cut chances. A lot of possession, a lot of crosses going in the box. So we played well. If you looked at it without the score, we did play well. We dominate possession, dominate shots and corners. We just couldn't get the break, and sometimes you get games like that during the season. It won't fall to us, and we didn't get the rub of the green.
So, Jason Kreis, much talk about his famed diamond that he plays in midfield, and if he does go with that, there might be a bit of space out in the flanks against New York City. One thing I thought the team did very well at the weekend was switching the play. Matt Polster getting it wide to the likes of Lavelle Palmer, Jovan Jones as well. Is that something that you think would be very effective against quite a narrow midfield that New York plays?
Yeah, I think so. That's always been my tactics all the time. If you play against a diamond, or sometimes if you play against a lopsided 4-4-2, it's always your first thought is to try and get wide and get overlaps and get balls in the box, which we've done. All we've got to do this time round, we've got to get more quality in the box and to make sure the quality of the intensity of the runs from the players in the box have probably improved this week.
What about New York City themselves? Did you get a chance to see them against Red Bulls?
Yeah, we watched them because we've not played them too long ago. So watched them probably 4 or 5 times, and again a good footballing team, good footballers out there on the pitch. As you said, they play a diamond. The young lad Shelton does well from with a bit of pace, and David Villa comes back and gets fit, and they've got Disharu in there and Grabavoy. They're all good on the ball, so they're all good. If you do give them space, they will play and they will find passes. So hopefully we can match their intensity, hopefully better it, and then hopefully our quality will take care of itself.
So you're playing on a baseball pitch, a baseball stadium, Yankee Stadium. Have you ever been there? What do you know about it?
Never been Yankee Stadium. Been Cubs and Sox, but that field looks quite big. But I've seen it on the telly. It looks narrow. I know the dimensions they've gave us is not too bad, but it looks a bit smaller than that on telly.
Looks like a 7-a-side pitch.
Unless my TV's playing up on me, but it looks a bit smaller than that. So, no, we've got to try and make it as big as possible, the pitch, when we got the ball. That's what you do when you play small areas, and we've worked on it this week. We've made the field a lot narrower and smaller for the lads to deal with. So it's all excuses. We just got to look at our game and keep performing how we're performing, but hopefully have more of a cutting edge.
Before we let you go, Cubs or Sox? You've been to both.
Yeah, I'm a Cubs man.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm a Cubs man. especially I think with the colours, and me and Lammy, the fitness coach, we moved over here together, so we picked a team each. He got Sox, I got Cubs.
Did he?
Yeah. So that's the way we work.
That's interesting. We should do a documentary, a feature piece when these two go to that
I
rivalry.
think they meet each other. I think it's July the 12th at Wrigley, so we'll go to that.
Nice one.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
cheers.
Best of luck Friday night.
Thanks a lot.
Mark.
Cheers. Thanks.
So Mark Bircham, a Cubs fan. Well, that is the last baseball reference you'll get all season long on this show, I promise you that much. Back to the football. One of the things I thought the Fire did really, really well against Real Salt Lake was switching the play very fast indeed. Matt Polster was key, getting it wide to Jovan Jones and Lavelle Palmer. Here's a play that illustrates it perfectly. Matt Polster, centre midfield, very calm on the ball, switches it, and look at the amount of space for Lavelle Palmer, who tears forward using all his pace, picks up the head, and a beautiful pass to Quincy Amarikwa, who I feel needs to chest that down in front of Olave and put himself in a better position on goal. The Fire had so many crosses, the most amount all season long this year, and they just need that finishing touch. One of the other key components to the match this weekend, I feel, will be the Fire's ability in transition, the counter-attack against a home team that has won just 1 match this season and is starting to feel the heat. So let's take a look at a counter-attack early on in the match against RSL. Harry Shipp to Matt Polster, and now all of a sudden the Fire break at speed. Polster back to Shipp, and look at the numbers. 5-on-4 in favour of the Fire. Now Real Salt Lake do a great job getting back numbers-wise. Maloney needs to pick out a better pass, but I also think Quincy Amarikwa's run needs to be a lot sharper. As for New York Red Bulls, well, they were very effective in that same situation against New York City FC over the weekend. Nearly the exact same scenario. Lloyd Sam breaks, picks up the head, Switches the play across to Sasha Kljestan, and look at that for shoddy defending. Absolutely brutal. Kljestan across to Bradley Wright-Phillips. He tucks it home with ease, and New York Red Bulls take a 2-0 advantage. I just feel that in that instance, the Chicago Fire needs to be a lot more clinical against a backline that's really struggled this season. Our next clip is an interesting one, folks, because the Fire have so much pace in behind. The back two, Hernandez and Wingert for New York City, I feel have been very suspect this season. Now, if we roll it on from this instance, you'll see the back four get completely stretched. Awful shape, Hernandez is way too deep, Wingert gets drawn in, and this makes it very easy for a team like Chicago to thread the needle, play a simple pass to somebody like Igboananike, David Akam in behind. Well, Bradley Wright-Phillips, he'll have nightmares about that one. He should have had the hat-trick or should have passed it. The Fire, well, they need to get back to winning ways. 3 wins on the bounce, followed by 2 losses. No draws this year, surprisingly enough. New York City, desperate for a win, 1-6-3 to start their club's campaign. And the Fire will go there, I feel, with plenty of confidence, given the tactics we've just shown you right here. The match kicks off on Univision Deportes at 6 p.m. Central, folks, so do not miss it. Chicago Fire traveling to Yankee Stadium to play New York City FC.